Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Jared. I host a daily live podcast where we discuss news and politics. We go live at 8 a.m. every morning to about 9:30 a.m. And we have for almost 10 months, 9 months. And thank you to my growing audience. If not for you, this wouldn't be nearly as cool of a show. We've developed a community. And yeah. My wife asked me this morning, are you going to make content about Charlie Kirk? And I effectually said, I'm going to dance on his fucking grave. Why? And she said, you know what you should do? You shouldn't even say his name. You should just say there were 2 school shootings yesterday. And we need to do something about gun violence in the United States. Political violence, assassinations are not ideal. As I've stated on my platform, since I started making content, I've said violence is not the answer. Excuse me, burp. And that I am concerned about wanton political violence. I want to continue to point out that there is not evidence. There is not evidence that suggests that that person that unalived that person at Utah yesterday. See, I'm already putting it into practice. There's no evidence that that person was a professional sniper. So as someone who grew up a member of the NRA and was in the Marine Corps Infantry and has basically had a weapon in my hand my whole life, this is the most armed country in the world. 60% of adults play video games. I'm willing to bet you if you made somebody mad enough, they would have the time to become proficient at a 250 meter downward sloping prone shot with just about any firearm. Anyone you can get your hands on. Anything from a 22 all the way up. So for those of you saying their ability to escape, or what we would call evade, people in law enforcement dismissed an elderly person because they realized it wasn't a close range shot. That could have been a mistake. The shooter is on the loose, which for many people is screaming professional. But what it ultimately is telling me is that this was bought and paid for. Somebody was paid to do this. Nobody did this on their own volition. I absolutely do not believe that someone just took it upon themselves. Because I'm not fucking delusional. I always believe follow the money. I believe if you think that they were a professional, I believe they were paid. Do you understand? No one with that level of proficiency works without compensation. So it's much less costly to just surrender. So you have to have the whole bag of skills to get away with this. Otherwise, if the way I think about this is unless that person's literally Jason Bourne, they're going to get caught. And so my question is, because NATO invoked Article 4 yesterday, the video I saw of the president last night looks doctored, makes me think that that wasn't him. He missed a public speaking event like Friday of last week, and I'm talking about the president. He was so late they canceled it. And so it begs the sort of question with all that's going on in the world. Is a dead traitor worth our time? And I want to unequivocally say no. So when you catch my content moving forward and you don't see me even bothering to say his name, It's because I'm not trying to trigger a bunch of stupid people who think that think in terms of exacting revenge for someone who could give a fuck less about you. Every one of you content creators that are like left-leaning, that are sending condolences and empathy and kindness to Charlie Kirk and his family, you got none of it from him. So just understand, all those people that Unfuck America tour, all those people who are profiting personally from political debates with the likes of Charlie Kirk are super sad that their fucking cash cow is gone. Yeah. And then they get to move on to bigger foes, like Benny fucking Johnson, right? Like Ben Shapiro, right? And so as someone that is not a Democrat, I'm not a liberal, I wouldn't even call myself leftist. I'm a socialist. Of course I want peace. Of course I believe in the freedom of speech. But see, the freedom of speech protects you from the government. The freedom of speech does not protect you from the man to your right and to your left. My mother always told me, be careful the energy you put into the world because you will receive it back tenfold. Tenfold. So if you catch me unfollowing you after you post content talking about Charlie Kirk's wife and his child, when Charlie Kirk would not have helped you if you needed it, if you're extending them kindness and empathy, and you're saying it's shameful, consider that he was a traitor and a sexist and a racist, and every dead one of those is a good one. End of fucking story. No matter how it comes. I'm actually pissed somebody shot him, because I don't think these motherfuckers are worth martyring. That's how I feel about it. Not even worth the bullet. That's how I feel about Charlie Kirk. He was not worth killing. People are going to be like, he was assassinated. Nah, fam. Nope. His ass wrote checks that his mouth wrote checks his ass couldn't cash. Sorry, fucked it up. Top Gun. He bit the green weenie. This is just the way the cookie crumbles. I know that people are looking for, Jesus, Jared, be empathetic. Man, his wife and his kids, man, they gotta be going through some shit. But did they ever stick up for? Oh no, they profited off his lack of kindness and lack of empathy. I wonder what their reaction to his death is gonna be after they grieve. I would be very interested in who his wife becomes and who his daughter becomes. I'm interested on how it impacts their lives. Because if you think more political violence is the answer, if you think furthering the divide, the wealth divide, the racial divide, right? If you think empowering and emboldening people that are traitors and racists and sexists, right? If you think that's what we should be doing, you're wrong. And we sure as fuck shouldn't be mourning them. If you were calling someone a racist and a sexist and a traitor and they die, why the fuck are you saying their name? You didn't like them when they were alive. And so I want to make sure you can use this. You can share this with any content creator that you see talking about any shit talking on Charlie Kirk is bad form. Fuck you, fuck them. Let's talk about it. You got a problem? Say it to me. He took money from Russia today. He's a fucking traitor. Next question, please.